Hi, good morning, Brett. Deborah Garcia, Montes
Deborah.
librarian.
Brett and Cheryl.
This is Cristal Montes, library student. She's going to be graduating in December.
Oh, wow.
So we're just going to be talking a little bit about some of the books that he brought in for us to watch, or to look at.
Good morning,
Cristal.
Cristal Montes.
Brett, it's nice to meet you. I'm with Gumdrop Books. Yes, we do have actual gumdrops.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you.
Okay, what we're looking at right now is we've got the web store open here, and these are nonfiction books. Basically, inside of each book, you're going to see an insert that tells you a little bit about the books, the volume numbers, the set name, binding, publisher's price, our price, a brief description, and then each title is itemized here. Go ahead and open books, take a look at them, see if you like how they're put together. If you see something that interests you, all that you have to do is to type in this part number here in the upper right hand corner of the insert. You can just type it in there in the search, and it'll bring up the series view.
So this is a good book because it is online crack coding, and I know that that's what everybody's into right now.
Yeah, everybody's getting that. So this brings up the series view. You can see here it shows a little bit of an example of what one of the inside of the books look like. You can see the outside covers of each other book. Now, if you want to order the series, you just choose Add Series to the shopping cart. You'll see your total update down here. If there's just an individual title or so that you're looking for, you can check mark it and then add it from here.
The series does look really good. So you can just click on Add Series. And you can see like a clip from there. And then it'll get added over here.
And then you'll also notice here, you have the little shopping cart symbol next to those books. That's how you know it's in your shopping cart.
And then you just go here. And then is it automatically going to create like a work order for you?
No, that's something separate completely.
Oh,
And
that's something
at
totally
the
separate.
end of this, basically, we'll run a quality check here. There's an option to run a quality check. So we'll make sure that we don't duplicate anything and that the items are still available and so forth. After we've done that, then we can go to the print icon and print up the quote.
And then from there, we'd have to get online and do from my end to do a requisition for
So
the
do a
funds.
separate one?
Yes.
And then you do the whole process for that.
Exactly.
Okay, we're working on cataloging the books. I know Ms. Deborah Garcia, you ordered 199 books from Follett. Okay. And then we got all of them except the company didn't send this one. So we called and we got a replacement for it. We just need to put it into our catalog system. So I'm gonna stamp it. Okay, and then you see, so it's gonna be good to go when we can put it into our system. And then we did the reports here. We have to do the POs, the date that we issued, the budget code on the line items, and then here's the amount that we paid. And we met with the Follett guy. It was a total of 199, and then this one was number 199. And then here are the mark records, and then this is what you're submitting to your director with all the books that we ordered. And then we ordered some fiction books. Ooh, Harry Potter. So then it would be these, this is the documentation for what we ordered, and it's part of all your cataloging books and stuff, and that's where you have your stuff all the way to 2020. Good morning, Mr. Luciano.
Hello. Well, in today's first session for binding a book, the first thing is that you have to get a tape that's for titled book binding. Now, here's an example, and here's a site of where one tape holds the front, but it also goes around the back, so that secures the cover. You do the same as you see here on the other side as well. Because this way, when the book is closed, it stays closed. When you open it, it stays pretty much there. Now, the way to do that, you just get a strip. Let me see, where is that? Here it is. There we go. And we strip for about so long. Okay, then go ahead and proceed and put half of it here, and not some will do it straight. This I can see it's done another way. It's in this direction. So half of it here, and then the other half will go over the other side. Yeah, no, half of the tape. Half of the tape. So make sure it touches this and the book itself. There. Now there we go. Then you pull it over, press down. And there it is. You got it there. Some will also put it over straight, but this seems to be a better method, and they even use the long strip. But this is one. The cover is pretty much there, and it has its clear covering.
So this one also.
Now this one
has a different here.
Yeah, this one has an adhesive that was sent like that from the bookstore. But this will still flip over. So you can just do the same thing. Like this one, you can just put the tape here, or let it go here to the front and then over to the back.
In your works cited page, it gives us a link and everything.
This is the 5 books wide one part of the book guide, honesty, dating, and truth for this publication.
So would this book be a good
This is perfect for my book.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and check it out. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I would like to check out the book.
Okay, perfect. What's your ID number?
My ID is 9814940.
Roberto?
Yes.
Okay, Roberto. Can you fill out this? Can you put your name, your ID number, and all this information? Okay?
You're good. Bueno, más bien ustedes tienen que dar en la
Okay. It's going to be due October 31st. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to check out this book.
Okay. Can I have your ID number?
Okay, it's 9815
Can I have the book, please? Did you already take the card from it? Yes? Okay. Can you fill out the information right here?
Okay.
Déjame decir, estoy aquí inscribiendo a los estudiantes. Ahí voy para allá.
Thank you. It's going to be due October 31st.
Okay, thank
Thank you. Have a nice day. Next. Okay. Did you get the card already? Okay. Can I have your ID number?
9808090.
Okay.
Come in. I would like to check out this book.
Okay, perfect. Did you already get the card?
Nope.
No, let me give you the
Es
card.
de Italia. Así como así es como está igual.
First name and last name or middle name?
First name and last name. Can I have your ID number?
98, 12, 62, 3.
Medina es árabe, quiere decir ciudad. Así como Medina. City, ciudad.
What's your last name again?
Brito, B-R-I-T-O.
Ok, octubre 31. Octubre 31. Ahora sí, lista. A ver, yo te digo. Listo. Y también, primera vez, ¿verdad? Ah, muy bien. Ok. Ahí va.
It doesn't have a card. Do you have the card? It's due October 31st.
Welcome, guys. You know, as today we started our training and our PLCs. Okay, you know, we're always trying to look for ways on how to enhance our teaching, how to enhance our pedagogy. Ms. Montes just attended a conference at TAMIU, and she will be sharing with us today different applications, different technology programs, and things that can help your kids in the classroom. I know that we're afraid sometimes to step into that next boundary with technology. A lot of us are not real technology friendly, but hopefully this training and this the sources that we're gonna get help you in the classroom. Okay, so we have Ms. Montes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I went to a technology conference, so I'm going to be going over some of the programs that I learned there, and they're all free, and then you can start using. So that's just some background information. TAMIU holds this annual education and technology trainings. This is the 9th anniversary. Okay. I'm going to show you here. Okay. This is the team from Martin that went. It was Ms. Jebra Garcia, Mr. York, and myself. So these are the 4 different apps and resources we're going to go over. Classroomscreen.com. It lets you set a timer, set a box so you can write your objectives, which we'll be working on for the day. PDF Candy is a really good one. It allows you to convert any a PDF file to Microsoft Word, Microsoft to Excel, and it's all free. Because you know some programs do charge you, but this one's absolutely free, and I've been using it for a bunch of activities. Padlet.com, some of you might be familiar with it. It's being used to share out. You can create a question, and then your kids would call. Okay, the next resource is Padlet.com that allows you to go over activities in the classroom. The teacher can pose the question, and then you open little windows for the students, and they would put their responses. Kiddo is a safe search engine for the students, so kind of like YouTube, but for kids, and it won't allow them to open up any inappropriate information. And then at the end, we're going to go over this one. It's a s'more from one of the presenters, and it has more resources that are free that you can use in the classroom. Hi, Mr. Blanquez. Good afternoon. I was working on the work order. If you could come to replace the toner for our circulation printer. I'm filling it out, and it's the Brother 9200 color printer. I already filled it out. I was wondering if you could come to replace it.
This is the 5 groups wide corn bark of the book of guide, honesty, daily, and weekly, food for this publication.
So would this book be a picture?
This is perfect for my paper.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and check it out. In your works cited page, it gives us a link and everything. Okay, so can somebody give me a topic that you want me to search? Goosebumps. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here you would have all the books that we have in the library for Goosebumps. Let's choose this one. My Best Friend is Invisible. Okay, so then right here is going to tell me the author's name, where the book is from. Okay. So if I want to check this book out, I would go ahead over here and I would write down the call number. So right here, I would write this, okay? Then FICSTI, that's my call number where I would find the book. Okay, are there any questions? No? Okay, thank you. In this video clip, we're going to be reviewing the reading promotion and our family reading night event. Martin High School's family reading night event was October 9, 2019, and the theme that the district chose was Reading is Magical. This event is a competition. The high schools compete with each other, the middle schools compete with each other, and then all the elementaries compete with each other as well. So the school with the highest attendance wins. They win a trophy, they're featured on the library websites, and they are recognized in the school newspaper. Here we have Ms. Deborah Garcia. She is the librarian of Martin High School and my site supervisor. And here is Ms. Sunshine Garcia, her library assistant, and Mr. Lucio, her other library assistant as well. Here they are with the library club members. She is the president. I assisted in the Follett booth. We showed the library patrons how to use virtual reality and AR technology. He was the rep for Follett, Mr. George Garza, and there's Pat from the other courses as well. This picture shows some of the students that were in the event. This event was extremely successful as 2,830 library patrons attended the event. Here are the library club members setting up. It did take us about 6 to 7 hours to set up the event. Each club and sponsor had a booth of their own. So here we see the library club. Some of the members decorating up there. The mathematics club. And then we had a lot of activities tied into. Right here you see the VMT and magnet students. We actually have a health science magnet campus within our school community. Here are some patrons looking around. And then over here in the background you see Pikachu. We did have a bunch of characters as well dressed up. Here's the library club members. We were weeding the collection, so some of the books we weeded out, we actually took to the library reading night event so we could give them out to the patrons. Okay. Here we have our ROTC members from Martin High School. They have their own booth too. Here we have showing the skeletal system. Here's as they're entering, the protocol was you must sign in before you enter, just because it is a district event. Here's another booth. This booth was the highlight of the event. It is Laredo Pride, which is a LGBTQ group that advocates for those members, and we do actually have a LGBTQ no hate club at Martin High School. So it was awesome to see the students supporting this booth here, and they were the hit of the night. Everybody was excited till 5-10 minutes before the event. People were still lining up to see them. Here's the student council. Here's people entering still. Like I mentioned, we had 2,830 people show up at the event. So we have library club members. Here's some of the activities the booth was doing. This one was pretty cool. It was a robotics and engineering club. They actually brought a 3D printer to the event, and they were letting some patrons use it and come up with trinkets that they wanted to do. We also had some food. We also do have a culinary arts group in our campus. So they did make some treats for us. Here we have the EMT students showing patrons. Okay. We did also have the Laredo Paranormal Research Society. They come every year. And then here we have more patrons.
Plagiarism for you students. I know you are working on your research paper for your professor, so you do want to avoid plagiarizing because it's an automatic 0 and you could be dropped from some of your courses. So what is plagiarism? Okay, I got this presentation from Al Perdue. It says plagiarism is the uncredited use, both intentional and unintentional, of somebody else's words or ideas. Even if you're like, I did not mean to copy and paste, I just forgot to put my quotation marks or cite it. It's still plagiarism, and when you're in college, they'll still have a meeting with you, and you can be either put on a plan or something, or they can just exit you out of the program completely for plagiarism. Let's say you copy from a friend. Not only would you be out of the program, your friend as well, even though he or she might not know you copied. So you need to make sure you do not do this, okay? If you take someone's works or ideas, either by paraphrasing or directly copying, you do not give that person credit, you're plagiarizing. So there's different types of plagiarism. There's the straight out direct copying, directly copying another person's words, be it entire passages or even a few phrases. So that's one type of plagiarism, okay? Cutting and pasting, essentially. Okay, here's an example of copying and pasting. So this would be the original paragraph that you read. Because women's wages often continue to reflect the fiction that men earn the family wage, single mothers rarely earn enough to support themselves and their children adequately. And because work is still organized around the assumption that mothers stay home with their children, even though few mothers can afford to do so, child care facilities in the United States remain woefully inadequate. So then this would be an example of somebody plagiarizing. Since women's wages often continue to reflect the mistaken notion, so right here it's highlighting right here in that quote in the cutter what you copied. And your college, LC, they have turnitin.com, which will flag. It will do this to your essay. When you submit it to your Blackboard or to your, what is it called for you guys? Where you submit yours?
Canvas.
The Canvas. So Blackboard and Canvas is kind of the same thing. It depends on the college that use it. When you upload it to Canvas, They have the turnitin.com, and it will load your essay. And at the end, in the bottom, it will tell your professor 20% plagiarized, 30% plagiarized. Usually campuses between 12% to 18%. If it's more than that, that's when you can get in trouble for doing that. Because sometimes it will flag it, but even though you have quotations and it's cited, okay? So right here, it has what you plagiarized. Women's wages often continue to reflect the mistaken notion, okay? Enough to support themselves and their children very well. It's right here. That's copied like literally word for word. The assumption that mothers stay home with their children. So you see how it's directly copied. So this person just copied and pasted and added a couple of words to make it look like it was their own. Okay, some of you might do this and we need to correct it. Paraphrasing. You're like, but I added my own stuff. No. Paraphrasing is taking ideas from a website or from another person and putting them into your own words. That's paraphrasing. You must cite the original source or you will be plagiarizing. So here's an example of paraphrasing. So this would be the original. It's still the same paragraph as before. And then you kind of added like this phrase. By and large, our economy still operates on the, and then you copy. Thus, women continue to earn lower wages than men. This means in effect that, and then you copy. So right here, if that's what you want to do, you would need to have quotation marks, and then you would have to have your parentheses citing. You have to have a citation. You cannot just add your own words, copy and paste. You need to cite it correctly. If not, paraphrasing would still fall under plagiarism. What if I accidentally plagiarize? It's still plagiarism. To avoid plagiarism, do your own work and avoid finding analysis on websites such as SparkNotes. SparkNotes and Wikipedia, you should stay away from it. Those are not credible sources. You should be using sources approved by your professor, okay? And if you ever take ideas from the web or other places, you must cite them. When in doubt, cite your sources. Can you stop a little bit, please? Ready? Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you how to use our catalog to look for books. Okay, so let me show you step by step. You go to the Martin High School website, then you go about our campus, and you're going to click on the library section. And then here we have our times that we're open to. Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 5, Friday from 7:30 to 4. So right here, we're going to click on the symbol right here. Is all the resources that we have here at Martin High School. So specifically, I'm going to show you how to look for a book using our catalog online. Okay. So this is the Alexander Researcher, and you would click on the little icon, the search. Okay. Then I'm going to search whatever I'm looking for. Let's say I'm looking for books on a tiger. So I'm going to put the word tigers. And any book here that comes out, it's in the library. So you look at all the books. Okay. And then if you want to, let's click on one. Let's say I want to look at this one. I'm going to click here for more information. Okay. Then I'm going to click on the book. It tells me the call number. This number is the area where the book is going to be. This is the author. Okay. Let me see if I can find more information. Let me look at this one. So right here, look at the details. Okay, so right here, this book is telling me a little summary. Discusses the physical description, habits, behavior, and future of various kinds of tigers. Here it tells me the AR, the exemplary reader 5.5. Okay, and then again here is the call number. Does anybody want a specific book? Do you all want a specific book?
How about R.L. Stein?
R.L. Stein. Okay, by author, let's see.
Yep.
Also good for second language learners. Yes. So we have a vocabulary lesson, how to use cognate.
Oh, the graphic art games.
There's so many. Everything in it, there's like one guided article and then the other one independent article, small group. And they have to find the cognate to be found, but they also have to be aware that there's false cognates.
Yes.
So like the idioma, you know, it sounds the same, but they're not.
Right.
So those are, it makes them aware. And I think that if the kids, like, I have a lot of recent immigrants, and I think that sometimes when they, even if they glance or they try to read, if they make connections with those words that they recognize, they'll have some kind of understanding of what they're reading.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's powerful connections, especially those Latin roots that end up in both languages, for sure.
Unfortunately, some of the kids don't have that background either.
What's the hard part is if they don't have high levels of literacy in their first language, which for a lot of times, you know, if they're coming here, they're coming from situations where they didn't have consent.
So we have a very flexible schedule here at Martin High School Library. This is just an example of the August calendar. Usually people pick up the phone, they let us know what day they need it, so we reserve it. After they reserve it, we fill out a form, a utilization form, which I fill out, and then I sign once they have actually come in. I put in the information, what they needed, what area of the library they need, what periods they need it, the date. After I sign off, that means I keep this for my records. I turn this in at the end of every 9 weeks, just to make sure that everything is accounted for. Every class does come in. So for, as an example, September as well, people just call in, we reserve the library for them. They can even reserve it for meetings taking place after school, before school. Some of them might ask us to move tables around, chairs around, just to help facilitate their presentation. And
is there like a time frame that they need to call you before?
We can usually accommodate 24 hours before, like, or even sometimes that same day if the library is available. But there are some times where they have called us wanting to reserve the library for that day, but it's already been booked for classes checking out. So sometimes it happens. Sometimes there's a conflict, but we always try to work with everybody. So for an example, you told me you had wanted to reserve the 17th, 4th block to check out students.
Yes.
So I would write you down as 4th block, your name, C. Montes, and you're going to be checking out books. And we keep this. That'll make sure that it lets us know that you're coming in on that time. On that day, I will fill out a utilization form, and after it's over, I'll just sign off on it that you did show up and you did get through.
So I know Ms. Aiken said she wanted to come October 25th. So I see like it's planned.
Yes.
So it would be available.
It is available on that day.
Okay. And then I would put her name.
Yes.
And then would I put the blocks that she's coming into?
Yes.
So it would be first through 4th block.
And what you need, and then we'd also need to put what you need the main floor. Does she want a lecture room? One of the lecture rooms, the computer lab.
Okay, so I would put like lecture room. She needs a laptop. And then that they're working on a research project.
Perfect. Okay. Sometimes with that, we do for research project, we do also ask for topics in advance, so we can already be kind of aware of what area we're going to be sending students to go and help look for their books.
Okay, and then I would fill out this form over here.
And you would just put in.
I would put the teacher name. I'm sorry. The date to use the library, the purpose of using the library.
Yes.
The lesson objectives. The literary skills, materials needed. And then the teacher signs, and then I would sign.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and the periods. Oh, perfect.
Yes. It's just our documentation to showing us who's used the library for what purpose and so on.
And it's a library utilization planning form. Did you create it, or was it from the district?
It's from the district.
From the district.
Yes. Every campus uses it.
Okay. Perfect. And then, do you have any other stuff that you use to manage the dates or anything?
Perfect. Right now, we stick to a paper-based calendar. I know that our director is trying to switch us over to Google calendars.
Oh, okay.
But we have to coordinate. She has to coordinate with the director of technology, Brenda Sepulveda, so that she can make it available and at least show the calendar on our campus website, so that whoever can be looking at it will say, "Oh, look, the library is going to be booked this day," instead of calling in and whatever. So, but that has yet to be done. That's the next step that we're working and doing, to transition from a paper copy to an actual online Google calendar.
Okay, what do you have a time for your flexible schedule? Do you have the times?
And the library is available 7:30 till 5 o'clock, but it's even available after 5 because I know that like counselors do have the parent meetings after 5. We leave everything set up for them before we take off for the day. Perfect. But it's available for them. Our custodian will lock up after they're done. So,
Okay, thank you.
of course.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Medellez.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Fine, fine.
Okay, I'm here today to advocate for the library. I wanted to show you some data reports.
Okay.
We want to move up into going from proficient to accomplished.
Okay.
So analyzing the data, after analyzing the data, I want to go from proficient to accomplished. In doing so, we do want to bring up our average collection from 2004 to 2005. So we do need to weed about 6,000 books.
Okay.
And we do want to purchase new items for the library so we can move up that level. This is the only component that we are proficient in. We are distinguished in all the other categories with the state of Texas. So right here is the recommended budget and the items we would purchase. We currently have 36,000 books in our library. So congratulations to you for having an exemplary school library program. Would it be possible to allocate some monies?
Well, it comes now at a great time. We are doing our projections and putting our monies to all our programs, putting everything set in our campus improvement plan. And, it's the library is a cornerstone to our school and all the achievements we've accomplished in kids' scores. So it would be great to add you to our leadership team and just so you can advocate. And of course, we'll see what we can do and play around with our budget and see where, so according to the needs of the school, we can allocate those monies and increase our production. And of course, we want to make it more relevant, more up to date, and anything we can do to help in any area, we will.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, class. I'm going to be presenting on bullying today. Okay, so look over here. So what is bullying? Bullying is any action that involves a desire to hurt, a hurtful action, a power imbalance, repetition. Bullying is a form of abuse, and bullying can be one-on-one or involve more than one bully and more than one victim. Okay, you are high school students, sometimes you may have experienced that. Okay, here are examples of bullying: being called names, being teased, being hit or attacked, having your possessions taken away or thrown. Okay, why does bullying occur? Students bully to gain power, seek attention, obtain material things, act on problems at home, or copy another person. Okay. Who can be the bully or victim? Anyone can be a bully or victim, and most people have been one or the other at some point in their life. Gender, race, or age appearance does not determine if someone will be a bully or a victim. It can happen to anyone. Okay? Here are some strategies for dealing with bullies. Please, teachers can make counseling referrals, remind students not to handle the situation on their own, reinforce students to always report bullying to an adult figure, and all information is confidential. So if you were to go to a counselor or a teacher, they cannot share anything that's confidential with anybody. Okay. Another one that I want to go over is cyberbullying. Okay. So let me go ahead and zoom this one in. Okay. So raise your hand if you know what cyberbullying is. Okay. Okay. Now, can somebody give me an example of cyberbullying? Where does it happen? Facebook. Okay. What other app that you all use can somebody bully you through? Facebook, Snapchat. What else is there?
Discord.
Instagram. Okay. So now this one is specifically on cyberbullying. Okay. So right here you're going to learn the definition of cyberbullying, examples of cyberbullying, reasons why people cyberbully, some statistics, and what to do if you are cyberbullied, okay? So we already talked about some scenarios. People can be telling you mean stuff on Facebook, on Snapchat, through any of those apps. Here's the definition of cyberbullying. Using any form of electronic media, the internet, Snapchat, cell phones, to send or post text or images intending to hurt or embarrass another person. Okay. What's the intention? Maybe somebody's rude to you, they're making fun of you on Facebook, they're tagging pictures of you that you didn't want. Cyberbullying, repeated hurtful comments, posts that are intended to cause harm. Okay. Here are examples of cyberbullying. Posting insulting messages, sending offensive text messages, defamatory websites. You know how some people have created Facebook profiles of other people pretending to be them and like saying bad things. Cyber stalking. Why do kids cyberbully? Because if they're bullying you online, they can create a fake profile so they're anonymous. They cannot see their reaction. If somebody's bullying you online, more than likely you're not going to find out who that is. And there's less risk of being caught. What do teens think? When teens were asked why people cyberbully, 81% said that cyberbullies probably think it's funny. Other teens believe that youth who cyberbully don't think it's a big deal. They don't think about the consequences and are encouraged by friends. Okay? So we're going to be watching a video on bullying and we're going to continue from there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Yes. Hi, Miss Oliva. Yes. Okay, let me check our database to see if we have the books that you're looking for. Okay. Okay. Yes, we do have those books. Yes, if you wanted to do an interlibrary loan, we would have to contact my admin as per our protocol. But what dates are you looking to request them for? Okay, November 5th. You do know that we only have a two-week lending period? Yes. Okay. I do want to notify you that as a courtesy, you would be responsible to pay the monetary fee if you do damage or lose our books. Yeah, okay, let me look it up. Yes, if you're looking to borrow the Divergent series, the total price for the 3 books would be $53.33. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do the request form, and then I'm going to talk to my principal so he can get the final approval. Would it be better if you pick them up or we drop them off? I'll pick up, okay. So then the pickup would be November 5th. Okay. You can come either in the morning, during your lunch, or after school. Okay, during lunch. Okay, so you're gonna come November 5th at 11:30. Let me go ahead and contact, and I'll send you an email telling us what my admin said. But I'm gonna email you the form, and then just so you can see it, and then I'm gonna complete it, and then I'll get back to you. Yes, thank you. Okay, to recap, Deb, we're gonna go over the statistical reports for how many books you had circulated. So over here, let's look at the reports. Okay, we're gonna look at the statistics, and then we wanted to check how many items were taken out. Okay, so I'm gonna put the first day of school, And then I'll put today's date as well. At the report. Okay, so you have here the checked outs, the renewals, the checked in, and you don't have any holds. So a total of 8,917 books have been circulated. And then this report is counting from the first day of school up until today.
Very good.
Okay, the book display that I'm putting is for the series of the month, and we chose Goosebumps since it's Halloween coming up and stuff like that. So right here we have a bunch of books from like scary books, Goosebumps. You can see all the books that we have, and then I'm gonna be decorating. We got a spooky decorations to go with the theme. And then I'm going to put the laminate that is also festive to go with the theme. And we always change the book displays. We go with different themes. We try to change it every other week. And then I chose these books to put up here. These are more colorful, standout books. Now put this one here. Just hold on that one. And then there we have the book display for this month. Okay, we're gonna be discarding these books for the elementary, and then the teachers will be picking it up when they're ready for the books. But we have to take off all the tags for the school, since we're going to be discarding them or being giving them to the teachers. So you always take off the tag.